Hi.
Hi.
You. Yes, hi guys. My name is Shula. I'm just here as a support system. This outlet is hers, so let's make her shine.
No. Yeah.
Baby, you get
Welcome back to another episode of Purity and Shulak. My name is Purity Mbogo.
My name is Shulak Mbogo. Welcome to this amazing space.
Yeah, welcome to our space. Welcome to
Yep,
our space. How are you?
I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit sluggish,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm fine.
And why is that?
You? I think I had a lot to eat, so I think I'd have slowed it down a bit,
uh-huh.
but I'm good. We'll manage.
Guys, he loves omena.
Ah, you
Ametoka
know,
kukula omena.
unajua tuita
So
omena cat food.
I mean, I don't know why you like it so much.
It's the nutritional value.
Uh-huh.
Omena has the highest protein levels. It's also very nutritious.
Uh-huh.
It's also very sweet. Omena is a gem.
Okay. Okay.
It's low budget fish.
Because fish can be
Mm.
expensive also.
So
Yeah.
ile time nitakuwa na pesa vizuri sasa
Utaacha kukula
nita switch to
omena.
ai hapana. Nita switch to tilapia. So maybe on Monday tilapia,
Uh-huh.
on Tuesday, Wednesday omena,
Mm.
on Thursday tilapia.
Mm.
Hey, there's no way I'll stop eating omena. Even if I become a billionaire,
Guys.
I'll still eat omena.
I don't get it.
It's sweet.
Yeah,
I know you
but
don't
it's
like
sweet.
it,
Okay,
but
I can
and again
have
it's
it.
nutritious.
Please now.
Ah,
But
research
anyway,
has shown
uh-huh.
it has the highest protein value.
Protein,
Nutritional
nutrition value.
Exactly.
Okay, good for you.
Thank
Good
you.
for you. It's also very cold.
July
We are
is doing
freezing.
its thing.
It's so cold. And
But have you also noticed there's a day when it's
too
extremely
hot.
Exactly.
Yeah, then like when? Yesterday or the day before?
I think it's yesterday.
Maybe not yesterday.
The day before.
It's neither here nor there. Some
Mm.
days are too cold, others are too hot.
I read somewhere
Mhm.
that it's because of the effect of global warming.
Uh-huh.
I know they're saying in Western countries
Uh-huh.
it's worse than.
Whatever we have going on,
So global warming is not a conspiracy theory.
eco.
It's actually happening.
It's real.
Ozone layer imeharibiwa kabisa. Okay, si mbaya but ikikosa kuangaliwa we might just end up in a very bad situation.
Big trouble. And I mean, okay, like where we stay, how many trees do you see? I mean, it's buildings. Yeah.
But then there are no trees around.
No.
Not unless you go to, okay, but even on that end there are no trees. It's just more calm, but there are no trees.
The greenery is very kidogo.
Eh.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's bad.
Anyway, it's bad. And it also happens to be Mandamano Wednesday. This is when we are shooting this, though you're gonna see this on Friday. How are you feeling about that? I don't like the tension. It's
At
not
Mimi,
nice.
it's not. See, I was out a few hours ago. You know it's silent, and normally it's not usually like
That's
this.
silent.
There's usually some activity. At least there's some life, but today, even as I was coming from the gym in the morning, the road was clear. I was even afraid.
Yeah, you even
because it felt weird because by the time I'm coming out, we have school buses, we have people,
there's no
boarders,
school today. Yeah.
personal cars. But then today it was clear. I think there were only 2 people. Na walikuwa wametoka sherehe. Na ile mmetoka sherehe asubuhi mmependana mbaya.
Yeah.
It was just 2 guys making noise. You're like, wait. There was one border.
Something is off. Yeah, you can tell something is off.
I think they should, come to a consensus.
Have a talk. You should
because
sit down.
At the end of it all, we are the ones suffering.
Yeah. Yeah. For instance, we didn't go to work. and many other people. I mean, it's not a good situation to.
And I'm also trying to imagine you guys
find
could have
yourself.
made sales today,
Yes.
but then
Yeah, that's lost.
no, imagine if maybe the government decides that they will not let their guard down, then they protest again on
On
Thursday,
Thursday, then on
then on
Friday.
Friday. Plus, of course, the police will have to use force at some point.
Yes,
So lives will be lost.
that's the worst thing about it.
Mm.
Yeah,
Lives will be
innocent
lost.
people who
Yeah.
are just minding their own business.
Also, the matatu guys, the ones that depend on their income comes from their daily routine. Yani. It's not like it's not like assured that at the end of the month they have a salary.
It's not like your paycheck at the end of the month.
I also
It's
feel like
something
they are
you
going
do
to
daily.
suffer a lot.
We are all going to suffer somehow. Directly or
Everyone is going to
indirectly.
feel the pinch.
Yeah. But anyway, we are here today
Yep.
with another episode. So today is going to be a bit what? A bit deep, if I can say.
Do you
But
need like handkerchief? Handkerchiefs.
handkerchiefs.
Whoa. Handkerchiefs.
No,
Just
no.
pretend you did not hear that.
Just assume you never.
Let's just let it slide.
Yeah.
Mtu asei tumie snippet by the msijaribu hiyo kitu.
And so I'm going to give you a story about a situation, a certain point in my life that I found myself at. And it's mostly going to revolve around, how you feel pressure to make it in life. Not even so much making it because of you wanting to make it, but making it because so much was invested in you.
Yep.
And so there's what we can call expectations from parents, and maybe not even expectations per se, expectations that you give yourself. Am I making sense?
Yep.
Yes.
Like the pressure
to make it in life, and more especially when a lot of work went into making you the person that you are.
Yep.
At the moment.
Because at the end of the day, we are all to mean investments.
Yeah, we are
the education
all as a result of
the
somebody
activities.
made a decision. Yeah, we are all as a result of an investment somehow.
So what went down?
So now I came across this post on Instagram. This was back in, let's see, March 2022. But I want to believe I had seen this at a prior time, because in March 2022, I had gotten a better job. I think I had sort of found my breakthrough in March 2022. But this quote said, it's Joanne, the career coach, who had posted. He said, somebody else had said, someday I hope my kids know that there were no sacrifices made when it came to them, only choices. For those choices, they owe me nothing but their own happiness. Can I say it again?
Yep.
Okay. So someday I hope my kids know that there were no sacrifices made when it came to them. There were no sacrifices made, only choices. And for those choices, they owe me nothing but their own
happiness. Makes sense.
Yeah. So when I came across this post, I was at a point in life where nothing seemed to be working out. You have a job, yes, but it's not what you would want. It was also at a point where you feel you need to be doing more. And so I remember being very, very anxious. Literally, okay, I could be with you here and I'm thinking of what am I going to do in the next moment. Like there's just a lot of anxiety. And this anxiety was not even helping per se. Because you can imagine that if you have pressure, or you're feeling the pressure that you need to be doing something, or you need to be somewhere better, you will be doing something about it.
Yeah.
So this one, I can't remember, like, it was pushing. I was anxious, yes. I wanted things to be better, but I couldn't remember myself taking steps to do what? To get me to that place where I want to be. I don't know whether you found yourself in a situation where you just...
It's just your thoughts, but there are no actions.
Yeah, it's your thoughts, there are no actions. And I remember not being a very present human being. At this time, I had a friend, and this friend was a very nice friend. And he used to treat me to, dinner dates here. Like, we used to hang out quite a bit. But I remember, like, how we can sit and have a conversation. I really struggled to be present. So, okay, I am there, yes, but
Your mind is
my mind is
elsewhere.
My mind is elsewhere. And it was also a point where I like to go out. I like to have, they say one for the road.
One for the road.
I like to have a drink every once in a while. But it was also at a point where I had stopped because I realized I have a drink, and I immediately, like, I could just have one drink of very small quantity and immediately go into autopilot.
Because of the pressure, the
Because
thoughts.
you're stressed out. And I mean, you're stressed out. It's not like you know what you're going to do about it, but your thoughts are just running. And okay, that's when I noticed I am not the kind of person who wants to drink when I am stressed out. I like to drink when I'm happy.
On that note,
yes,
I heard someone say that you're not supposed to do drugs if you're not feeling good. Because what drugs do, they amplify what you're feeling. So if you're feeling extremely happy, then you go have one for the road. So even when you wake up the following day, you're usually happy. Yesterday was a good night.
It's true.
Even when recapping the night, the previous night, you're like, so we went to this place. I had one.
Okay.
We
Okay,
ate.
now it makes sense. Yeah.
But if you're feeling sad and then you try to use it as an escape, you'll feel more sad. You'll wake up shit faced the following day.
Yeah.
It will be worse.
Yeah, but then those moments were always like that.
I learned that I think yesterday. I had it somewhere.
That's so timely. I never thought of it that way. Because I remember this one time I had gone out and the crew that was there were already drinking. Like, they were on a certain level. I have just come in. This had like what? A double tot or something. And I can't remember what happened for the rest of the night. And so it was also at a point where going out alcohol or liquor was not my go-to. And I guess it's what you can call adulting. It's like when now the reality of life has just it may sink in, it has settled in. But all these came from when? 2018. So this screenshot I took in 2022, but I have a feeling I had seen this quote in 2021, because in 2022 I was at a much better place.
Yeah.
So in 2018, I get my first job. Right? So excited. Because at that time, I remember I had... I didn't have a job before 2018, and I was doing ACCA. Because I also got my first job while doing ACCA. Yeah. So obviously it was a very exciting moment. So showed up, got the job. So, and it happened very kidogo time. Very quickly. You know how you're told, okay, can you come? Yes. Go for the interview the next day. You okay? When are you ready to start? I think I said a week or two. No, a week, in a week's time. And I remember they wanted me to come in a bit earlier. A week or 2 weeks time. So it was very fast. So when I joined, it's a chilled evening. I mean, when you get your job, what do? You call, your mom. This you call your parents. I feel like that's what you do, especially being that this is your first one. And we are talking, and she's like, how is it? How much are they paying you? Do you wanna guess how much that was?
20.
20. And so this 20, and she was shocked. I was like, how?
Hey. And you're exited for that 20.
Yeah, I was happy I have found a job. She's like, how? And it's not like she lectured me. You know, she didn't lecture me or anything. It's just like now when somebody sits you down and you have a candid conversation. She told me, you need to know your worth. You need to know your worth. 20 is not, you're better than that. And in this moment is when you're like, okay,
it was not a smart move.
It was not a smart move. And now to make it worse, this 20, it's not like I had asked for, say, 30 or 40. Then they rejected. This 20 is what I just went and asked.
Hey.
And that is
so
what
now
I was
it's on you.
So now, it's not like you negotiated and you are given less. You know?
Well?
So that was very heavy on, like, it just hit. What is wrong with you? You know, like you just realize, okay, crap, maybe, yeah, I made a mistake. And it was in this moment where I realized that I have failed. I have failed.
First job, like first milestone.
Remember, all this time before you get a job, it's always like you need to be doing something. Now you have found it, but also, I mean,
you've let yourself
down. And I think for me that was the one moment where I was like, I have disappointed. I do not need to be told. I know for sure.
The tone said it all. The talk.
And you know, I feel like if she had lectured me, you know, when you lecture me, it won't hit home. But when somebody like just
like someone just stares at you and they're like, "Sir,"
and they're just talking to you, because you know parents can kuna kukeleleshwa, then kuna ile tu talk, like it
like
really,
adult to adult.
Yeah, it really sunk. And so now I'm at a situation where I'm thinking, so now what do? Do you quit your job? Remember, you've just started. Do you quit your job?
And it's your first breakthrough. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's my first breakthrough. Do I quit? Do you go back to your... You can't.
You can't renegotiate after you sign the contract.
After you have signed the contract. And I remember for that, I think that week, I don't know what set of mind I would call it, but appetite zero. And it was just thoughts back to back. And remember, personally growing up, I wouldn't say I lacked anything. Our background, I wouldn't say we are wealthy. We are middle class. So I went to primary in Ilenda, Kasuku. No, I started with Joyfield, which was a good primary school.
Yeah. It was actually among the best.
Alikuwa amejitolea back in Nyandarua County. So after that I went to Joyfield.
Kasuku.
I started with Joyfield, went to Kasuku. Kasuku was a great school.
Yeah.
Back in the day. I remember even Nairobi guys would, you come all the way from Nairobi to go to.
And the performance was good.
It was being ranked among elite. High school. No, primary. It's primary, right? Yeah, so Kasuku was also good. So after there I went to Miriliki. Miriliki was a good school. And I even remember, mtoto tunakuanga na demands. You know, like when you're going back to school, what do you want?
Yeah.
I always remember
This,
having
this,
a very
this.
long list. And you know, my parents came through. Like, literally. Hata ile ya mwisho, they will go and look for it. And you have it. After that, I went to where? Catholic University. I stayed in a hostel. I mean,
one of the best ones.
One of the best. And obviously, all this is money. But they were able to give that to me.
Yeah.
After that, I remember going back to my mom and being like, now I think I want to do ACCA. Do I even understand what ACCA is? Does she understand? But she supported me.
Right to end.
Mimi huyo nimelipiwa. Went to Oshwal. Oshwal is expensive. It's the best. It's what they call a platinum institution, if you would say. It's ranked among the top schools where you can study your ACCA. You see all this support.
They've gone all out.
They have gone all out. Then, wewe uko hapa, and nothing seems to be given.
Mistake 20K the first.
That's the first thing.
Which is way below.
Yeah, way below. And honestly, it didn't make much sense then. But, okay, so now what do? You can't leave your job. And I remember now for that 1 week, just being off. You just show up, but in your mind, you're not really there. Until I had to sit myself down, call myself in a small meeting.
Shrek told us it's called the.
I don't know whether
this is what he
never
used.
mentioned it.
No, he mentioned it.
Maybe to you.
Something wisdom corner.
Oh, wisdom corner.
Yeah.
So you call yourself in a meeting, sit yourself down, and you're like, okay, yes, I screwed up, but now what do I do? I know better. The next time, I will do better.
Oh yeah, I'll negotiate something better.
Exactly, and it's sort of just coming to a consensus of moving forward. I am going to be a better
person.
I'm going to be a better person. And that is, it sort of gave me so much peace of mind, by the way. I think for that whole week, they eating, zero appetite.
Sleep, maybe.
Sleep, nothing. And even at work is where, because the work environment also, there is tea. So I would have tea. Now, the good thing with this work environment was you would carry your own lunch. Lunch was not provided. So, I mean, I don't have to. You know, if it's where it's provided, you will still find a person trying to push you. Why aren't you having this? Why aren't you doing this? And after I had that conversation in my head, I think it brought me so much peace at that time. But even as you continue to work and you realize maybe nothing is giving because you continue to apply for jobs elsewhere, no response, or whatever you're getting is maybe way worse and all that. And what do? Now that's when I found myself being too preoccupied. Like in your mind, literally, you're a person existing, but you're not a person existing. I think the interaction I've had with, say, my friends now, I have been the most present size. Back then, you remember how we were saying how your ex leaves you and the other person gets to have a better version of themselves. Like that guy, that friend of mine back then, they didn't get to see the present version of myself.
Oh, they had the withdrawn one.
Yeah.
Always sulky.
Yeah. Like I'm always thinking about something.
Never present. Maybe you're having a conversation and then you're like, umesema?
I would be, yeah, I'm there, but no.
You're not.
You're not. And so when I came across this quote, and it just, you know, at times you expect to receive what, I don't know, will we call it validation from from your parent or something that it's okay, ama you're doing good or something. I remember now telling myself, because I remember being at a point where I was like, now is this how I want my life to be? Like 10 years down the line, I'm just this person who is always anxious, who is always
withdrawn.
You're always stressed out. Because some things are beyond your control. I mean, if things are not happening, they are not happening.
Yeah.
You know, you can only do what you can. And so for me, when I came across this quote, I told myself, I want to imagine this is what my parents think. Because they didn't tell me. They didn't come and tell me this. You know, you sort of have to tell yourself. And I think at this point I was just like, okay, I have made my peace. If life does not go as to what I had intended, it is okay. I remember just being like, okay, if it means that you go from a 20, but then my employer eventually they did raise,
Top it up.
They did top it up. And it's just to say, negotiate your salary well.
Know your worth.
Know your worth. And okay, the downside to it was, okay, at times, not all employers have the integrity to do what? Like, let's say our budget is 70 and you come and ask for a 20.
Yeah. There's none who will try and, try to convince you otherwise. Ama maybe they tell you, no, we'll give you a 50.
Yeah. Some employers will do that. But other employers...
Maybe 1 in 10.
I have not experienced many, but I know one. I know of one employer where, the situation was, you're here, they're there, but they will get you there eventually.
Oh, yeah.
But others, they don't have the integrity to just, I don't even know where to call it integrity, but they don't have that.
It's integrity because I feel like, we talked about mentorship yesterday, Cindy. I feel like it's right for someone to, at times, as much as they're your employer, they should consider that this is like my daughter, my son, my nephew, my niece, and even call you aside and ask you, are you sure this is what you want?
Or they can even say, okay, fine, you come, and with that salary, we are going to give you whatever we had budgeted, or slightly lower.
They understand, by the way, fresh from school, maybe afraid to quote a high figure.
Yeah.
But again, thing is, you have the credentials.
Yeah.
It's not like a walkover. So I feel like they should, at least, if you quote that 20 and their budget was 70, let them at least give you 50 or 60.
So some employers will do that, others won't, and others, you will quote a lower figure only to get in the job and find your peers are earning way higher.
I've heard of that.
And there's nothing much you can do.
And you're doing the same thing, same duties, or maybe even more.
Or more. Yeah. Especially that role I took, I don't even understand how the person who was there previously, how they managed. It was a lot. And so it's just, but also I think because by the time I was getting this job, mom was paying for my rent. I had moved out. And maybe something to consider when you're quoting your salary is just, you, as much as you have your credentials and everything, just to see what are your needs, what do you want to be able to achieve. Because I think when I was just quoting that, honestly, I had not considered all that. Because here when you shall pure, so it's not clicking. It's not clicking in your mind that now maybe you need to start paying this for yourself.
Oh yeah.
There's your fare. There's your food.
Shopping.
You want to save.
Your monthly shopping.
Yeah, there's your monthly shopping. There's
treating yourself once in a while.
Treating yourself and all that. I think that situation, that because at the time I also had failed an ACCA paper, and it really sucked that I made a decision I wouldn't tell my mom. So I decided I'm going to pay this for myself. I'm going to pay the paper for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? You're also paying ACCA.
And it's expensive.
And it's expensive.
So you're left with maybe at nothing.
Nothing.
Ama.
Nothing. Because barely
Maybe just your transport.
Your ACCA is like your salary.
One paper.
In a nutshell. It does not even figure your salary.
Mm-hmm.
You get. And so I remember at that time I shifted. I remember I was doing a bed sitter, so I shifted
to a single.
I shifted to a single room.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, you can't afford.
It's
like
too much.
You can't. When you put all your needs there, you don't have money.
That's when you realize, wait.
That's when you realize you screwed up. But also the other thing I noticed is your surrounding will also influence the amount of salary you're going to put.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember that time hearing most people being like, tunajua alianzishiwa na hii, then kidogo kidogo akapandishiwa na hii. It's fortunate and it's unfortunate. It's fortunate in the sense that if whatever your surrounding is quite a higher reasonable, I mean, a salary you can live within this economy, if that's what people are saying, you are bound to subconsciously somehow. Utajipata hata wewe unasema, okay, hata mimi nikianza siwezi anzishiwa na X amount. And so your surrounding will often influence what you're going to quote. And whatever you hear at times is true and at times
not true.
There could be better opportunities, or they could be
worse.
There could be worse opportunities. So that was just a by the way. But I remember seeing this quote and it just sort of gave me a relief. And I was like, what I will do, I will be present. I am going to live life. Because I remember when I had just finished high school, I think I was telling Shrek, I do not want a basic life. You know that life where you're done. Okay, go do computer. Go get yourself a basic job.
Yeah.
Go get a partner, have kids.
Get married.
Live life and die.
It has to be over the top.
Has to. I remember telling him, I do not want a basic life. I do not want a structured that you have to do this. Then from here,
by this age you're married. By this age you have a kid. By this age,
it's not the life I envisioned for myself. But at this point in time, I was like, if nothing is giving, I am okay. If it means I am going to grow hiyo kidogo, utoke hapo, like financially wise, and if I am not going to be the best person there was, or to achieve the amount of success that I want, I am okay. It is okay. And I made peace with that. And I have never gone back.
And you're living your best life.
And I noticed I am starting to be more present, which is, I feel like, it's the most important thing. Like if we are talking, we are talking.
Yeah.
I am engaging.
You're there.
I am not thinking, what am I going to be doing next? I am present. And however life decides to unfold, it is okay. If it means we are starting from zero, I am going to start from zero. But I will not allow myself to be anxious. I don't know. Because it's not a good point to find yourself in life.
Time just flies. Nothing is moving. Nothing is working.
You're not productive. You're not able to achieve anything at the end of the day.
You basically wake up and just exist.
Just exist. I told myself, I also don't think that my parents would be very proud to see their daughter just
existing.
Just existing. And just sad and all that.
True.
Yeah. And that is how I made peace with it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
It was a good story.
Yeah.
Well structured.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought this time we just have something at times
motivational.
A bit motivational, because at times you were searching for answers and
you won't find them.
You may not find them.
Most probably you won't.
You might not find them. It's like what? It's like breaking up with a person and you want
to get closure.
You want to get closure. They may never give you that closure or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think for me, social media has had a positive impact in my life.
Those quotes, maybe like, the people you follow.
I could be struggling with something. I'm just busy social media, and I just find the right thing, the thing that I need for me to get out of that situation.
It turns everything around.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Yeah. Wow. I could just go a perspective, and at times I say it's God sent. Because zingine zinakuanga too timely.
Any time ilikuwa inafaa tu kwa hapo.
Yeah, like when you're really struggling with something, and it is the first thing you're going to see, and it will resonate with you, and you're able to move forward.
Nice.
Yeah. That's it.
I think my take home from that is just be present.
Be present.
At times worrying about things, especially things that are not in your control.
Yeah, it does not help.
When am I going to be independent? When am I going to be able to give back? I think it's all pointless.
It's pointless.
You just let it flow.
Yeah.
And do what makes you feel happy at the time. Just try to be productive and present.
Yes.
Then the rest will fall in place.
The rest don't. Yeah. When you're too preoccupied with your thoughts and anxiety, and at times there are things, maybe there's nothing you can do at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from that, I've also learned that you should not give up because of messing up.
No. Hey, I think
because trying to think, what if you gave up back then? After that first job, you are like, okay, so this is the script to my life. So you just throw all caution to the wind. You are like, sa acha tukae.
I think the one thing I have learned in life is to give myself grace, because majority of the times expectations for myself are here.
Yeah.
And at times I get here. So I have always been, okay, maybe you screwed up somewhere, it's okay, we move. I have learned to give myself a lot of grace, because I also make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't dwell. Like, by there I just forgive myself and move on.
I'm katoend.
Yeah, like, okay, fine, that sucked, but now we need to do better.
Yeah.
And so long as you wake up, you're in good health, you have peace of mind. I think for me, those are the things that are crucial for me. Good health, peace of mind. You have woken up, you have seen a new day. It means I can be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like another chance.
It's another chance at life. Yeah.
That was nice.
That's it from
Let's hope it will motivate maybe someone who was feeling like,
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting how also your life could also change in a day.
In a few hours.
For instance, the opportunity I got now 2022, it happened like very fast, very swiftly. Very swiftly, because that job sort of came to an end. And I remember when it came to an end, it's not like I had planned myself for something else. But in my mind, I remember just being like, okay, I am ready for my next venture, however that is going to be. And it's not like I had any plan, and it's not like I imagined it's going to be way better. And it just happened to be much, much better.
Things fell in place.
Like, just fell in place. So at times when you're having, I don't know, whatever challenge you could feel you're going through, at times
the self-doubt moments,
the self-doubt moments, the feeling like maybe you're not enough or whatever,
or you're not doing enough.
Yeah. Or
and maybe you're out there giving your best.
Yeah. I think it's important to just I don't know, you are enough, basically. Yeah.
And if you are okay, then everyone else is okay.
Yes.
It starts with
Yes.
you.
It's self-awareness, self-love. I couldn't insist. It's I feel like it's the greatest thing of all time.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Those were some great insights.
Yes.
Way to go.
Okay. I think that's it for today's episode. Do we have anything else?
We are on Instagram, Purity and Shulak.
At Purity and Shula.
Yeah.
Feel free to engage with us on Instagram, on the videos,
the comment section.
The comment section. Feel free.
And you are supposed to do an episode on locks.
Yeah, we were supposed to do a Q&A on locks. I think we are going to do that next. Yeah, we're going to do that next. So if you're curious to know anything you're curious or anything you would want to know,
kama unataka kuanza kuweka dread, uliza kile unataka,
ask. We will be answering that in the next episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Sending love and light.
So much love and light. And I don't know, tough times, they say what?
Tough times don't last.
Tough times don't last.
Tough people do.
Yeah. Tough times, they don't last.
Yeah.
Eventually, whatever it is that you desire, somehow it will align.
Another thing, as we wind up, it starts in the mind.
It all starts in the mind.
Yeah, that's what I've learned. Don't say that you're going to be happy maybe when you get a spot somewhere. As in, alafu start visualizing it.
Conversation on itself.
Alafu start visualizing these things early enough. So what do you want? This and this. So that even when it comes, you'll be like ready for it. Ata kama itakuja as a surprise, your headspace is already aligned to I'm capable of doing this.
Yes.
And I can do this.
And your mindset is also ready.
Yeah.
It all starts in the mind. And I think the more you love yourself more, give yourself grace more, push yourself more, and the thoughts that you have, the negative ones, the moment you're able to face them, the better. The earlier you're able to be able to just sit and have a conversation with yourself and figure out whatever it is that's, giving you a hard time, the better it is. Yeah.
I think that's it.
That's it, guys.
We'll see you next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday.
Yeah.
Sayonara.
Peace.
Yeah.